Okay, Bill, people on Backyard Farmer accuse turf and trees of not playing well together. Do we or don't we?
Well, they do with a chainsaw.
And on that note, I'm gonna go find a landscape. You go ahead and talk about that turf.
Okay, will do. So this time of year, a couple of things we're thinking about in turf management is one, where are we mowing? What mowing height? We've been mowing a lot because the grass grows really rapidly in early spring. And so dialing into a good 3-inch mowing height is highly recommended. Mowing weekly or maybe even more frequently is gonna help. Another thing to think about this time of year, fertilize. We generally don't want to fertilize early in the spring. The grass grows really fast anyways, so let's fertilize now when it starts to slow down a little bit, keep that green color. And then set that irrigation system up so that we're watering just to keep the soil damp and not to keep it wet. So that might be 1 or 2 times a week maximum if we get no other rainfall. For weed control, too late on the pre's, we're kind of into a post-emergence type of a situation. We're going to go out with early crabgrass post-emergence products, and those winter annuals will start to die off, so I wouldn't worry too much about them.
While Bill is messing with that mower, let's talk a little bit about what you should be doing now for your landscape. It's too late to prune most big trees and shrubs. We don't ever prune when it's leaf on, and right now we're in leaf on. It's not too late, however, to start looking at and thinking about pruning those early spring flowering shrubs. Lilacs are not quite ready to be pruned, but of course the forsythias and some of those very early viburnums, right now is the time. Important thing to note right now is pay real good attention to those watering practices. Hopefully your landscape is actually zoned for watering so that you are not relying on an irrigation system that is set for the turf to also water your landscape plants. Ideally, you'll also look at plants that are essentially in the wrong spot for what they need. Again, it might not be good timing to move some of those, but in some instances you're better off to move it or lose it and get it into a location where it's going to have happier soil, happier light, happier environmental conditions. Pay attention to the mulch. If you need to recharge the mulch, make sure that soil is moist first so that you're not mulching over dry soil. Do not mulch too deeply, and do not build those volcano mulch cones around the trunks of those trees. So in landscape beds, it's also too late for pre-emergence. If you're going to use a post, you have to really be careful because you probably have a lot of plants in those beds that are going to be susceptible to damage. What that really means is for weed control in the landscape, it's time to ho, ho, ho.
So maybe there is a little bit of value to these landscape plants.
I think there is a lot of value to both that turf and those landscape plants.